Overcoming the fear of cold calling in real estate. My name is Lauren Plant, mindset and performance coach. All of my information is in the description, along with a link to a free discovery call with me if you're interested in coaching. Today we're going to talk about how to overcome your fear when it comes to cold calling or even phone calls. A lot of people have phone call anxiety, and we're going to cover all of that today. Before we go into that, if this content is helpful for you at all, please subscribe to this channel, and share with friends so I can reach more people. And let's go ahead and get started. So in order to overcome phone call anxiety or the fear of cold calls, which I know a lot of you guys have, there's a lot of resistance around cold calling, around phone calls with clients and things of that nature, and for good reason. I know I like talking on the phone, but cold calling I had a lot of resistance to myself as a real estate agent. However, both are necessary, and good phone call etiquette and being confident on the phone really sets the right tone for your showings. When you meet with your client, you can read a lot of people's energy and tone just through the phone call, right? Same with email etiquette and things of that nature. So you really want to make sure those initial encounters with clients are well done, right? You want to make sure that you're giving off good energy, you're giving off a good vibe, you're somebody that they will want to work with, right? That's the importance of it. And that goes for email, that goes for phone call. And in another video that I did with a client of mine, you can watch that here, we talked about, he said something very important. He says, a lot of other people have the luxury of getting to know people, getting to know their clients, like a lot of other attorneys or lenders, they get to know their clients over a longer period of time, and they get to make them feel comfortable. They have a long period of time to do so, right? As a real estate agent, you don't really have much time to do that, right? So you really want to make sure it's powerful. So let's talk about it. The first thing you want to do when you're making these cold calls is, for one, I'm happy that you are, because practice is important. And understanding that you're going to screw up along the way. And if you don't try, you're not going to get anywhere. I'm a person that likes to sit in my head and try to figure it out a lot. And I fear the action as well, right? Most of us do. So there's only so much you can do inside your head. There's only so much you can do before you do have to hop on the phone and you have to start practicing and start getting feedback. Am I good at this? What areas am I lacking? However, your resistance is probably coming from fear. The resistance to actually picking up the phone, the resistance to actually doing the act, right? And trying to avoid it. A lot of people try to avoid cold calling at all costs, right? They send the mass text messages, which can work too. They send emails, but eventually you're gonna have to mix in cold calling or phone calls eventually, right? It's important for the business. And it's a piece that you would be missing out on if you didn't, right? So this is a skill you'd like to acquire. This is a skill you'd like to get really good at. So you need to understand where your fear is coming from. Any resistance to any action is typically always rooted in fear. For some people it is, are they going to yell at me? Am I wasting their time? Are they going to be upset with me? Are the people on the other line, going to hang up on me? Am I inconveniencing them? Am I bothering them? Right? A lot of this stuff comes up. Rejection. Are they going to reject me? We take all of these responses very personally. And the list goes on, right? There's a laundry list of fears, but you need to ask yourself, what is your fear? What comes up for you when you go to make these calls? What comes up for you when you go to dial that number and you say, well, I really just don't want to call them because I might be bothering them. It's the wrong time. It's 10 a.m. They've probably just started their workday. They don't want to hear from me. It's lunchtime. They get to take a break and they don't want to hear from me. There's lots of things and lots of ways in which you can make excuses, but listen to yourself when you do make those excuses, right? Where are the excuses coming from? What are you saying to yourself when you're going to make these calls? And that's where you're going to find your fear. That's where you're going to start to understand, okay, what is it I'm really afraid of? Because truthfully, it shouldn't matter that much. This is your job. This is what you're supposed to do. And how they feel about it really doesn't matter. Because it's either they take the call or they don't. And the manner in which you do it will help you communicate and connect with people better, but we'll get there. So understand that fear And then you're probably going to have to do a little inner self-development and inner work, inner healing to figure out, where those emotions came from. Because truth be told, if you didn't have any of those emotions, you would just zip through them like people do after they've, practiced and they move through their fears. And you need to understand, okay, where is this fear? Where is the underlying fear coming from? It could have been in the past you were rejected, in the past you were abandoned, or in the past you were a bother, things like that, and you have to understand that about yourself. And this is the stuff they don't really teach you in books, right? This is the stuff they tell you how to take all the action, but they don't really teach you how to understand why it is you have the resistance and how to move that feeling through and how to remove that block. Otherwise, you're just going to be suffering and in pain the whole time. And I always say this, right? And it's fine. You can definitely bulldoze through. But it's like, would you rather be a bulldozer, just running over everything in your path and just moving through it with such aggression, or would you rather flow? And would you rather enjoy it? Would you rather connect with these people? Would you rather, you don't want to, I'm big on, I lost my soul in this business for a period of time, right? I don't want to see that happen to anybody else. It might happen, but you don't want to become one of those unemotional real estate agents that really don't care about anybody and they're just all about the money. That's not what this channel is about, and I learned my lesson the hard way, and you may have to go through that yourself. However, I'm here to tell you that you don't need to do it that way, right? People are like, pound the phone. That's the old sales way. That's the old school way. That's how people were doing it when they didn't understand that feelings and emotions and empathy and all of that good stuff can go into your business and can also coincide with your personal life and your professional life and make your life a lot more simpler and a lot more enjoyable, truly. Because I said it to my friend the other day, I'm like, she's like, you really did it. You bought properties, you made all this money, you did all the stuff you wanted to do. And I was like, yeah, but I wish I didn't suffer as much. And I learned how to not, and that's why I'm here with you guys now, and I'm doing coaching on all of this, because that's what made me more successful. When you learn to flow in the business, and when you learn to flow through these tasks and through all of this action, it becomes so much better, and you enjoy your job, you love it. And that's why I loved the work I do, and I still love the work I do, because this is who I became. It's like you can be happy and successful. And you may go up and down for a while, especially if you're just getting into the business, you're new, or you're just taking your time and trying to figure it all out. It's okay. But understand that you don't want to be a bulldozer. You want to flow. And whatever comes your way, you get to take on and you get to learn from. That's the exciting part about all of this. So, to wrap all of that up, you do need to, this is a big understand what your fears are, where they come from, and how you can remove those, right? And you remove those by just feeling that feeling and realizing that feeling doesn't serve you anymore, no longer is applicable to your current situations, right? Because here's the thing. The person on the other line, when you really think of this way and you change your mindset to this, you will take on cold calling as a whole new experience. The person on the other line is allowed to be frustrated. They're allowed to be annoyed. They're allowed to yell if they want to yell. They're allowed to hang up the phone. What you're not allowed to do is take on the emotions of others as yours, right? Hang up the phone and be like, oh my gosh, that ruined my day because my call ruined their day. No, you calling them and them picking up the phone is not your fault. You called them, you're just doing your job. You're trying to help them. If they need a property or if they're looking for an agent, you're trying to help, right? You're trying to reach out to as many people and share your service as you can, and those are the intentions you move with. You need to trust that you're moving with good intentions and that you're a good person. You would never intentionally harm somebody. You would never intentionally annoy somebody. You're not picking up the phone to be like, who can I mess with today? You're not prank calling. You're not doing any of these things. If you were, then that would be a different story, right? But you're not. You're really trying to do the best that you can, and you're just trying to get started with your business. And focus on your journey, your learning experience, and your skills that you're trying to grow here. And don't worry about the response of other people's, because that's theirs. Let them have those responses. Let them do whatever they're going to do, right? And some people will be having a bad day. If you take on their bad day, that's your fault. You really have to start setting these energetic boundaries, because Other people's emotions no longer belong to you. As an empath, I have been through it. I still go through it. When people get upset, I want to solve their problems and make everything okay, and all of a sudden I'm upset with you, and oh my gosh, you can't do that. We can't function like that, right? So we have to understand that the person on the other line is allowed to feel whatever emotions that they're going to feel from the call that you make. And they may be very positive, but you do need to focus on the positive impact that you're trying to make and the skills that you're trying to acquire right now, which is connecting with people. And that moves on to my next point. Detach yourself from the outcome. So many people get on the phone and they're like, I want to get this client. I want to get this deal. I want to make money off of this. And while yes, of course, this is your career, you're going to make money, you're going to get clients, you're going to do all of that. When you're focused on just that outcome, you miss everything in between. In between you and the phone ringing and that outcome. There's so much in there, right? There's that connection. Focus on the connection versus the outcome. And when you make a call and you have your sales script, or if you don't use a sales script, however you like to do it, however you like to figure it out, I know some people who do, some people who don't, you just remember that the other person on the other line is a human, and what they really want to do is they want to talk to another human, not a robot, not somebody who's just reading line by line and just trying to sell them something. You know, that's no fun for anybody. I got a call, actually, somebody was trying to see if I wanted to sell one of my houses, and it was a real estate agent. And you could tell he was reading from a script and he was going line by line. And little did he know I'm a coach for real estate agents and entrepreneurs. And I was like, listen, hey, you know, do you like what you're doing? Do you like your job? I'm not looking to sell, but I want to talk to you. And I just started talking to him normally, and it loosened him up. And I just had a conversation with him and about like how he was enjoying cold calling. I wasn't going to critique him or anything. But it was just interesting because immediately, you know, he didn't try to just talk to me. And if he did, I bet you I would have been like, give me your contact. I'm going to send it to other people who may be selling because you're amazing. So take that as a really good example. Because if you're willing to just talk with some people, and who knows, they may be in the car and you may have caught them at a good time and they'd be like, you know, I want to chat. So you just don't know. So realize that the connection is more important, if anything. At the very least, you get to have a good conversation. But if you're going by a sales script and you're going like a robot, use the sales script as like a baseline. But put your own like energy into it. Put your own kind of style into it, right? And make it your own and be a person. And just listen to the person. Ask them questions and talk to them and say, I'm just trying to see if I can help you in any way, right? Hi, so-and-so. I hope you're having a good day. My name is Lauren from whatever brokerage, and I was hoping to catch you for a few minutes so I can have a chat with you about maybe potentially selling your home, or if you need a real estate agent, or if you know anybody who needs a real estate agent, because I'm just looking to help other people in the neighborhood, and I would love to help you and others, right? Something, anything. That's kind of my style. Right? But what's your style? And pick up on that. But don't forget about that connection. Remove yourself from the outcome. There's so much, you never know which direction anything can go if you allow it to. But if you're living in a place of rigidity and you're only focused on the outcome at all times, your goals and the closing of the deal or the ending of the story, it's just like, what about what it took to get there? Even if it is just a 5-minute conversation. There's beauty in all of it. There really is, and you have to see it that way. And when you do, you take on a whole new mindset around it. You start calling people and you're like, wow, I kind of like talking to people, right? And it gets a little more exciting and people are like, wow, I kind of like talking to this person too. And you find yourself a little more attractive personally, right? Your energy becomes more attractive and you kind of see where all this comes from and how it can all play out when you start to change your mindset around it. But we've been conditioned as salespeople to just pound the phone, go by the script, do the thing, and it's like, it's not that fun. We joined real estate to be free. We joined real estate to be ourselves. We joined real estate to be authentic, genuine, and do all of these cool things. And let me just say, if you're in real estate because you want what it looks like rather than what it feels like, then you should leave now. If you want what it looks like, all that glitz, the glam, the cool stuff, it's not cool. That's not fulfilling. And you're not going to be very happy. So that's the thing. Don't go looking for what it looks like. Selling Sunset and $1 Million Listing. Those are reality TV shows. It's entertainment. If you wanted entertainment, you'd go watch something mindless, right? But you wouldn't live your own life in the form of entertainment. Live your life. Feel it. Connect. Don't forget about those things. I can't tell you the amount of real estate agents that forget to connect. I have discovery calls before we start coaching, and a lot of people's main issues are, wow, it sounds like you're missing a key ingredient to this entire puzzle, right? To connect. We work with people. So don't forget about that aspect, right? So how to overcome this, what it comes down to is understanding those blocks. Moving through those blocks and moving out of your mind and into action. Now that you've understood the blocks and where they come from and how they're kind of impacting your experience as a real estate agent who's trying to call or take phone calls or cold call, you're going to have to practice. Practice, practice, practice. That is the only way that you're going to learn how to trust yourself. And when you learn how to trust yourself from, okay, this is how it happens, right? You're going to make the call, you're going to screw up. Okay, how can I do that better the next time? Okay, let me try it again. That person yelled at me. Okay, that bothered me. I'll give myself 5 minutes to kind of feel those feelings, see where that's coming from, and then I'm going to get back at it. Okay, even if I suck at it, even if I'm down, let me try it again. Okay, I can get through this. Right? So you see where you start to build that trust. Okay, I'm getting better the next time. Okay, I can get through these emotions. Okay, I'm not down for the count. I'm still alive. I'm still surviving. I'm okay. Everything's okay. Right? And keep telling yourself that. Every time you make a call, you fail, you say, it's okay. Let's try it again. Be your best friend. Cheer yourself on. Because just you and you making those calls, you can either beat yourself up and say, I really screwed that one up. I hate myself. Or you can say, okay, we just learned something. Let's apply that and let's keep going. You can do it. You can do it. Keep on going. Root yourself on. And then just keep practicing. And guess what's going to happen after that? After you trust yourself, that's where you find confidence, right? Because confidence really is the ability to trust yourself that you're not going to screw up. The ability to just know that you've got your own back. That's how you become confident, because it's you versus you. And when you know, all right, I got this. I keep going. I'm never going to give up. Even when I screw up, I know how to pick myself back up. That's where confidence is born. So when you practice, don't forget to start to trust yourself. Start to say, okay, we screwed up, but we're going to be all right. So then you become more confident, and then you can become more consistent, right? The more you do it, the more you're going to be able to learn and grow from it. However, if you let yourself get knocked down, you're not going to be able to practice as much. You're going to just waste time being all upset. So handle your emotions. That's where all of that comes from. It's like you have more time to practice if you remove those blocks. If you'll free up so much space, you have no idea. I wish I knew this sooner. To just remove these blocks, get them out of the way, because they kept re-arising in my life and in my career. Every time I bulldoze through something, they would just come up in another area. But if I remove the block, I'm able to grow in every area of my life. Versus cold calls, then I get to approach the highest paid person at the party, right? And then I get to work with really high performers, and I get to do all of these things with confidence because I removed that fear, I removed that block, or I managed it. The fear may always be there, but you know how to manage it now. So that really is the key to these phone calls. And I mean, you can apply that to a lot of things in life, everything that we kind of spoke about. But first, you're going to have to look inside. Everything starts inside. Understand what's going on in here. How are we feeling when we're doing this? We don't feel good. Okay, let's figure it out. How can we manage it? How can we talk to those feelings and let them know that they're not serving a purpose right now? Get them out of the way. Okay. Let's move that inner to external, right? Let's go take action. That's the point. Mindset and performance. That's what I do. We work on the mindset and we move it into performance. We execute. That's how you execute on tasks. Work on the inside stuff, and then it moves outside. Hear it all the time. Starts with the inner work, ends with the external execution work. And that's how you keep on going. So I hope that this information helped you a lot. It's something, again, I wish I knew way sooner. It would have helped me so much. And hopefully it helped you guys. If it did, please leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, and again, share with friends. And again, all of my information is in the description if you guys want to get in touch with me or add me on social media and book a free discovery call with me. I'm always interested in connecting just to see if coaching would be something that you're interested in. So, as always, good luck.